Hello folks, shintigercurl here, that dude in the straw hat, bringing you yet another wrestling review. I'm of course joined by my faithful cohort and fellow internet superstar, Joe. Say hi, Joe. He had sun chips today. Well, it's Monday night. You know what that means? Time for some Raw. 2 weeks remain until the first stop on the road to WrestleMania, the Royal Rumble. 30 men enter, 1 man gets a shot at WrestleMania. What's going to happen tonight? I got my notes. Let's get started. Mick Foley comes out to a huge pop and of course does his cheap pop routine. He says that that he has lived about pretty much every dream in the WWE that he's ever wanted to live. He main evented WrestleMania, he's been world champion, he's been tag team champion, the first ever hardcore champion, and he's pretty much the most beloved figure in professional wrestling. But there's one thing that he wanted to do more than anything, and that's compete in front of his kids, Lou, Huey, and Mickey. So now they're old enough to actually watch some of his matches. He wants to compete in the 30-man Royal Rumble again. He has competed in before, as Mankind, Do Love, and Cactus Jack. Awesome. Dolph Ziggler comes out to a lot of heat. So I gotta say, Ziggler, you're on your way. I'm predicting it right now. Dolph Ziggler, world champion, 2012. Mark it. Ziggler comes out saying that no one is interested in seeing him perform anymore, since him being in the Rumble would take the spot of someone more deserving. I kind of agree with him on this, but considering that there's a lot of superstars that don't even deserve to be in the Rumble, hey, if he takes the spot of Jinder Mahal, I'm fine with it. Jinder, you suck. Next. Excuse me. Yeah, there we go. Next up, Punk comes out, and he pretty much is in agreement. He would rather that having Mick Foley in the Royal Rumble would be pretty awesome. Johnny Ace comes out saying that he considered it and says no. And Vicky Guerrero laughs in his face. Pretty decent opening segment by a lot of good promo cutters. Next up, we have our first match of the night. Air Boom versus Epico and Primo for the World Tag Team titles. If you haven't been listening to a lot of the wrestling news, last night at a live house show, Epico and Primo knocked off the tag champs and are now tag team champions. This match was very short, which is my only gripe about it, because otherwise it'd be very good, because these two teams have great chemistry together. Needless to say, they're not going to drop the belts that soon, since they're trying to rebuild the division, so Epico and Primo retain. Backstage, Johnny Ace is texting again when someone comes in and announces that the main event, which was originally supposed to be Punk and Bryan against Ziggler and Mark Henry, will now have on the heel side David Otunga, and on the face side Chris Jericho. Yeah, baby, yeah! Next up, despite being injured, Zack Ryder defended his United States title against Jack Swagger, even though Ryder is still very injured from getting taffied by Kane last week. Jack Swagger wins this one. That's right, a guy who jobbed to Santino Marella with the help of a fucking Muppet, who hasn't won a singles match in months, is all of a sudden the new United States champion. You're fucking up, WWE. You are fucking up. Next up, and to increase the pain, to rub salt in the wound that was that. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. To rub salt in that wound, we have Perez Hilton, the famous blogger, announce the match for the next match, which is a Divas match. Kelly and Alicia Fox versus the Bella Twins. Yay! This was a short, disgusting match. Shortly, Alicia Fox, she has nothing to do with this, and she never was tagged in. The Bellas tried to twin magic on them, but Perez Hilton was screaming, "That's cheating! That's cheating!" like some kind of retarded 5-year-old. My apologies to retarded 5-year-olds out there. And Kelly wins with, you guessed it, a roll-up. You wonder why this division sucks. Next up, R-Truth comes out. But before he can say some of his awesome craziness, Wade Barrett comes out saying that he will be the winner of the 2012 Royal Rumble. Truth goes on a crazy rant, telling the audience, "Don't want me." What? Okay, want me. And shows his pictures from Disneyland. This was a great promo by R-Truth. He's crazy, but we love him. Then Miz comes out and jumps Truth from behind, and they start gang stomping on R-Truth when Sheamus comes out. They fight him off, and it looks like we're gonna have a tag match until Teddy Long comes out, saying that since Johnny Ace is busy, he'll take over for this one, and since all of them believe that they're gonna be the winners of the Royal Rumble, they're gonna have a 4-man over the top rope challenge, sort of a mini Royal Rumble. Surprisingly enough, R-Truth wins. This was actually pretty good to build up for the Rumble, and this gives Truth a lot of momentum going in. So there's that. Next up, backstage, Cena bursts into Johnny Ace's office, demanding to know what the fuck he's gonna do about Zack. Turns out that Zack wasn't actually medically cleared to wrestle, so he lost in a match that wasn't supposed to happen. Johnny Ace decides, "Okay, Cena, how about you fight Swagger next, so you can get some revenge for your friend." So next up we have John Cena versus Jack Swagger. Or we would have if John Cena hadn't given in to the hate. That's right, he beat the crap out of Jack Swagger. He beat him within an inch of his life, nearly crippling him. Good, Cena. Good. Give in to the hate. The hate makes you strong. Give in. Take revenge for your friend. He hurt your friend. You hate him for it, don't you? Yes. And our Sith Lord and Master Kane appeared, telling, "Good job on giving in to the hate, Cena." While I don't agree with this whole burying the new United States champion, it did wonders for the Cena Kane rivalry, and you can see it on Cena's face. He went from extremely angry to realizing, "Oh my God, what have I done? He's right, I'm giving in to the hate." Next up, somebody call my mama, cause it's time for the Funkasaurus to come to the ring. That's right, Brodus Clay funks his way into this match against JTG. That's right, he's still with the company. And this is pretty much another squash match, but it was an entertaining squash because who really gives a fuck about JTG? Brodus Clay walks in and pop locks and jiggles his way out. Sadly to say that his ass jiggling looks a lot better than Eve's. That's not saying much. Next up, Daniel Bryan gives a short promo about the condition of his girlfriend AJ, who you may not have known last week on SmackDown was injured during the match between Daniel Bryan and the Big Show. He calls Big Show a freak for doing what he did and not even apologizing, and dedicates his title match this Friday against Mark Henry to her. So we start our main event. Dolph Ziggler, Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, and Chris Jericho versus Dolph Ziggler, David Otunga, and Mark Henry. Now Jericho came out and did his whole schmooze into the crowd thing so much that he overshadowed all the other heels' entrances, so we never see them enter. Anyway, you can't expect much out of this match. Otunga sucks in the ring. Mark Henry can't wrestle properly for a while because of his groin pull. So don't expect it's going to go down that way. Anyway, back and forth match until Jericho hits the ring. He gets in the ring. He looks like he's going to do something big. He schmoozes into the crowd left and right. And he is just, "Yeah, baby, yeah!" Then all of a sudden, tags in Bryan and just walks off. Just Chris Jericho taking trolling to a whole new level. But anyway, this match becomes basically a tag match, a handicap match, but more like a regular tag match since Mark Henry can't do nothing. Mark starts beating up on Bryan, and the two fight all the way to the back. Then comes Mick Foley. Apparently he says that John Laurinaitis okayed him to be CM Punk's new partner. Punk tags him in, he beats the crap out of David Otunga, and proceeds to give him the Mr. Socko. If he did it on Ziggler, we would have a problem. But since he did it on Otunga, I have no problem, and he wins the match. Johnny Ace comes out, saying that the match was invalid and gives the win to the heel team. Punk snaps and basically rips Johnny Ace a new one on the mic, telling them that he's a loser, that he's just jealous, and he knows that he's going to screw him at the Royal Rumble. He just unleashes on Johnny Ace. And then he says that if he does screw him at the Royal Rumble, he will make Johnny Ace famous by beating the ever-loving crap out of him. He then pulls Johnny Ace's bitch card by threatening to throw a punch at him and says, "You're pathetic," before leaving. Mick picks up the mic and pretty much reiterates what Punk has been saying, how he's sad and pathetic and how he has no balls. Ace finally snaps, doing this and saying that he's sick and tired of people bullying him. He's sick and tired of doing his job and not getting appreciated for it. He's sick and tired of Punk, and he says that he will screw him at the Royal Rumble. And then pops Mick Foley in the face with a microphone. I know that's not enough to put Mick Foley down, given what the guy can take, but I'm gonna give it up to Johnny Ace. I like this one. I like Pissed Off Ace. It shows a lot more emotion than Robonitis. And that's Monday Night Raw. My thoughts, I didn't care too much for this. If a lot of moments, the matches were too short for my taste, and the longer ones didn't hold my interest enough. There were a lot of good moments, like Cena giving into the hate, the Funkasaurus, and Johnny Ace finally snapping and finally showing some emotion other than his robotic laryngitis act. But other than that, this Raw felt lacking, short, boring, and just all around bad. And that goes into my next segment, which is the D-Cell Battery Award. But we're lucky this week because it's now the Double D-Cell Battery Award. The first one goes to Jack Swagger winning the World United States title. He had no build-up whatsoever. He's been jobbing for months, and he's taking off he's taking it around the waist of a guy who legitimately earned it. In fact, he took it off the waist of the guy who beat him repeatedly to get the shot at the U.S. title. What the hell, man? What the hell? What are you thinking, WWE? Besides, no one cares about Swagger. Sure, he's great in the ring, but no one cares. My second D-Cell Battery Award goes to that fucking Divas match. Oh. That match was god terrible. Kelly is being buried through not only the Bellas, but her own partner by not even tagging her in. The Bellas are uninteresting. Alicia Fox is uninteresting, and then you add salt to the wound. To add to the spit in the eye, you add Perez Hilton. Who the fuck cares about Perez Hilton? Definitely not the audience, because as soon as they mentioned he was coming, they booed the piss out of him. That match was just terrible to watch. And now for the Jizz My Pants Award, which goes to the last segment of Raw. Punk, Johnny Ace, and Mick Foley pulled off some great promos, and we saw the evolution of this storyline that keeps ratcheting up the tension between Ace and Punk. With Foley in it adds a little bit to it too, since the guy's pretty good at what he does. So I give it that. But other than that, like I said, not really worth watching. So that's my thoughts on Raw. Tune in this Friday, hopefully, when I try to review SmackDown if my nephew isn't coming over. It's Daniel Bryan defends his world title against Mark Henry. Can he do it on Sin City SmackDown? Find out. So until then, this is shintigercurl, that dude in the straw hat, and Joe, saying good night and wrestle on.